Hi and welcome to Cheeky Richo's Steak and Kidney and Dumplings. We're going to be making this in the pressure cooker. There are a lot of ingredients, but it is a one-pot meal. The ingredients are listed in the recipe box below, so let's get started. To our pressure cooker, we are just going to add our bacon, which has just been roughly sliced. It's quite fatty bacon, and we're going to render that down over medium-high heat until some of the fat comes out of it, and that will actually brown off our meat. The browning adds a flavour, and that's what we're after. So onto the hot plate we go. Okay, our bacon has rendered out quite a bit of its fat now, smelling quite nice. Got a little bit of colour on it as well. And now we're just going to add our steak and kidney. Now, our kidney and steak have all been cut into pieces, all about the same size. It's very, very lean. There's hardly any fat on it at all. We're just going to pop that all in at once, give it a stir around, and just let it get a little bit of colour on it before we add all our remaining vegetables. About 5 minutes or so on a medium heat. Okay, after 5 minutes or so, it's lost most of its colour. It's allowed some meat juices to fill into the pan, and now we're just going to add our garlic, crushed garlic, and all of our vegetables. Now we have diced potato here, so in that goes zucchinis or courgettes, celery, carrots, onions, and capsicum, but you could of course use any vegetables that you like. This is going to be a one-pot meal, very hearty, very wholesome, very good for you. We just mix that all around, and in there we've got a couple of bay leaves, 2 off our bay tree. So it's in with our homemade beef stock, which has got plenty of flavour in it. It's got pepper and all sorts of bits and pieces in that, so in that goes with a fresh tomato that's just been chopped up. You can peel it if you like, but if it's chopped up finely, the skin will just about disappear. We'll be removing those bay leaves later. And then we've got some passata or tomato puree. So we just send that in as well. Okay, just bring that to the boil. We're going to pop the lid on, bring it to temperature. I'm not even going to add any water to this because the zucchini and the onion and the tomatoes will emit quite a bit of fluid, which is really all that we need to cook our meal. So I'm not seasoning it at this stage either. We're going to test it once it's cooked, and I'm not going to do that now because it's quite raw, and we'll just adjust that at that point in time. So just bring it to the boil. Okay, that's bubbling away nicely now. Just give it one final stir to make sure all of those ingredients are well and truly amalgamated there. Push it down as best as you can into the stock that's there. As I said, there will be a great deal more liquid in there once the cooking process is finished and those vegetables have rendered down and let go of all of their juice. So it's on with our lid. Line them all up. Bring it to pressure and turn it down to medium-low and cook it for about 40 minutes. We need that meat to thoroughly tenderize. Okay, just while our meat is cooking, we're going to make our dumplings, which is essentially just a scone dough. We've got some self-raising flour here, which has been sifted. We're just going to add some veggie salt there. You can see the little pieces of vegetable and herbs that are going there. Freshly cracked pepper, some homemade butter. Now, if you haven't watched that video, it's very easy to do, and we just break it all up and make it sort of like breadcrumbs with our fingers. You could use a pastry cutter if you like, and we're going to add just enough milk to make a workable dough. We're not going to roll it out or anything. We're just going to roll it into tiny little balls and just drop them in the top of our steak and kidney when it's done. But I am going to add some chopped up parsley to it because I think that happens to make it really taste nice. If that's what you're after. Now, just enough milk to make it into a sort of a soft pliable dough. Up some of our parsley, roll in a tiny little ball. Right, here we go with that. And that's all you have to do. I told you it was simple. And we're just going to get the floured hands, just pull out little pinches of that and put it away to go into our steak and kidney. Now with floured hands, we just pull off little balls about as big as a big marble or a small ping pong ball. Roll them all around like that. Don't work them too hard because they'll get tough. You don't want that. And continue with the rest. Okay, after about 40 minutes, we've given it a good shake during that cooking time. We're just going to force cool this, and I showed you how to do that before in a different video by pouring cold water over the top of the pressure cooker. Okay, now this is what you should have. It's really quite rich and wholesome now. You could thicken it a little if you like at this point in time, but I'm going to leave it on a gentle boil and just drop our little dumplings in and then sink them in that sauce. Just plop them all in. Don't let them touch each other because if you do, they'll stick together. Now we're not going to put the pressure cooker lid back on here again. because it won't work. So just get some of your juice, pour it over the top. We're just going to cover this with a different saucepan lid, and those little dumplings will soak up some of that gorgeous juice, and they'll sort of fatten up like little biscuit scone things. And we're going to cook it for another 10 minutes or so, just on a medium heat. Okay, 10 minutes later, and our little dumplings are well and truly cooked. The flour that was clinging to the outside of them has actually thickened this sauce, because you don't need to thicken this. We haven't added any water. The only moisture in here is out of the meat and the vegetables, and that is ready to serve. We're serving them with some steamed peas. We're going to remove those 2 bay leaves. They've done their job now. And the other one will turn up. There it is. It's hiding. Camouflage leaves. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration of Chicky Richo's steak and kidney and dumplings. If you would like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our Chicky Richo channel, and don't forget to please subscribe, and do come back and visit us again soon. We have so much more to show you, and we're uploading lots of videos every week. And thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. Look how thick and rich and hearty that is. The little dumplings are just sitting on top there. They're nice and fluffy inside. Richard likes to have this with a squirt of Worcestershire sauce. I've already tasted this, and it doesn't need any seasoning. A little sprig of parsley for garnish, and there you have it. Have a taste, shall we? Cut one of these little dumplings in half and show you what they look like. Soaked up all that juice. Piping hot, super hot, and super delicious. Thanks for watching.